So last night, I watched a movie. I watched a film. I watched Ring 2. So, I know that there's another sequel to this movie called Spiral. I did not have access to that movie. I'd have to buy it somewhere, which I haven't done. So I'm watching Ring 2. The other day I watched Ring. Last night I watched Ring 2. All right, so now I have to say, I've seen the American Ring and Ring 2, or The Ring and The Ring, TWO. I've seen those movies, so I haven't seen the new American version, and I haven't seen anything else. So I'm watching the Japanese originals for the first time. And I gotta say, Ring 2, I don't think it's as good as the original. I think Ring 2, I think it's really good. So Ring 2 is like, it kind of picks up immediately after Ring, and it's like another murder mystery kind of thing, where some of the side characters from the first movie, like the friend, the main character's like friend at the news agency, or like the TV studio, whatever it is now one of the main characters, right? The guy, like the ex-husband or whatever, his assistant is also a new main character, right? And the mother and child from the first movie are on the run. They're in hiding, essentially. And so it kind of picks up right off. We got new characters. And the child becomes a new character, like a main character about halfway through again. Because his mom dies and one of the other characters takes over. So I think that this movie had a lot of really good stuff with it. I think a lot of really good stuff. Like the one part where the news reporter promises to watch the tape when one of the schoolgirls who he asks to get him the tape watched it and then like got really freaked out and asked him to watch it. He forgot to watch it. She died, and then she haunted him. I thought that was great. I thought that was wonderful. I thought that was a really good aspect to the story. The kid being kind of semi-possessed by Sadako, that part was really kind of under like shown, I think. Like, it's implied, right? And they kind of like try to depossess him. But I think that they could have done a little bit more with that concept. One of the things about this sequel, Ring 2, now again, I don't know about Spiral, I haven't seen it. But one of the things about this sequel is, it kind of suffers from they're trying to explain the horror. Like, one of the big aspects is they have, like, scientific experiments that they're doing on a lot of the characters. Like, the girl from the beginning of the first movie who saw the person at the beginning of the first movie die, she is in, like, a mental hospital, and they do experiments on her and stuff. And that's cool. I liked it at first. But I think they spent way too much time trying to, like, explain the supernatural elements. To me, I don't know. Like, I understand why some movies want to explain it. I like when it's left vague. Ring 1 kind of just leaves it vague. Ring 2, they try to explain it. I think they spend too much time with all the scientific experiments. That's just my opinion. They could have done that in a lot less time. But some of my favorite parts in this movie are the ending scene with the well. The well at the ending when Sadako is climbing the well, chasing the kid and the math assistant from the first movie, and then Sadako like appears right next to her, but then like doesn't do anything. She just says like, why are you allowed to leave, essentially, and then she like drops back into the well. Okay, I'm in. Okay, they're setting up more stuff, I guess. I don't know. To me though, like, I think Ring 1 just had, like, the perfect flow to it. Like, the whole thing's a murder mystery. It ends with a death. It ends with seeing Sadako and she kills someone. Ring 1, I just think that the flow was much better than Ring 2. Ring 2, I feel like it was too complicated. I feel like there's too many things that they're trying to express. Like, the math assistant is also someone that has, like, the mind-reading power, just like the ex-husband of the one character. The mom of the kid from the first movie, she dies. She gets hit by a car in one of the scenes. And so my opinion, Ring 2, way too complicated. I feel like they could have taken out the scientific stuff or like severely reduced it, and just like kind of given every other aspect of the movie more room to flow. That would have been a little bit better. But again, I think overall it's a good movie that had a lot of scary moments. In my opinion, like the scene where the one girl is going through the mental hospital but trying to avoid looking at the television, and then the television turns into the well image. I thought that was really scary. I thought that was really well done. There's a lot of this. A lot of this movie is really well done, but I just think again it gets a little bogged down. Like I think there's too much unnecessary stuff in it, and it kind of like reduces the amount of time for the more interesting parts of the story. Now I know that there's a Ring Zero. I don't quite understand like the lore of the Ring movies quite yet, because I know that like I need a flowchart for this shit. I'm chronologically confused. So there's Ring 1998, and then there's Spiral, which is also 1998, but then there's Ring 2, which is 1999, and then there's Ring Zero, and then there's The Ring, which is like the American version. Then there's The Ring 2, which is a sequel to the American version. But then there's Rings, which is another American movie I haven't even seen. I don't even know what's going on. And then there's like the Sadako versus like the Grudge character. I gotta watch that. That's what I'm aiming for. But anyway, I don't know I am chronologically confused on this shit. I have no idea what the fuck's going on with which movie takes place when and where and how. But either way, I know they're based on books, so I'm sure the source material makes a little bit more sense in the movies. But either way, Ring 2, made by the director of the first Ring, not Spiral. I liked it. Overall, I would say I liked the movie. I think the first one is much better than this movie, just in terms of flow and vibe, you know. Ring 1 kind of had that like murder mystery vibe to it that they went with this one, except it's just the side characters from the first movie with the murder mystery stuff. And then like the kills, the deaths, like the threats, all that was really good. But I don't know, I just thought that the scientific stuff took up way too much time, and it didn't really provide much of anything. That's my opinion. I just feel like this movie was going in like 20,000 different directions. Overall, though, I'd say it's a good movie. I'd say it's fun. I'd say it's a good sequel. But I do think that the first one is much better. I wish that we did see some more Sadako in this movie. I think the ending scene with her climbing out of the well, that's like one of the creepiest things, right? When she's climbing out of the well and her arms and legs are all contorting very bizarrely. I think that the American Ring 2 does a way better job of that, in my opinion, than this Ring 2. But anyway, I don't know. I thought it was overall a good movie. I think I'm going in circles here. I'm going in a loop. I'm going in a spiral, maybe you could say. You know. But anyway, I think I've said everything I need to say about Ring 2. Tonight, I'm going to watch Ring 0. These 3 movies are on Shudder, which is on AMC+. So if you want to check them out. I've never seen any of them before. I've seen the first 2 American movies, but I've never seen the Japanese ones. I think the first Japanese Ring is better than the American Ring. I think the American Ring 2 is better than the Japanese Ring 2. That would be how I would rank them. I don't typically like to rank movies like that, but that's my reading of this. I think Ring 2 American really does drop a lot of the extra shit and focuses on more of the horror stuff, which is what I wish this one would have done. I don't know, like, you know, again, I understand why they would have done all the scientific stuff. I understand what the impact for the story is, especially if they're setting up more sequels. I get it, so we'll see if that actually pays dividends in future sequels. I don't know. Either way, again, Ring 2, also excellent music. Excellent music. There's like a lot of points in Ring 2 that aren't like in Ring 1, where like the music is like super poppy and upbeat, right? For some like really creepy ass shit. And it's kind of like, what? You know, it kind of throws you for a loop. But overall, I think it's good because it kind of like has that confusing vibe. I think Ring 1 had better music than Ring 2. But either way, overall, so far, so good on these films. And I'm going to check out Ring 0 tonight. But there you go. Ring 2. That's all I got. Boom.